Are you ready to conjure? On this episode of Horror Movie Talk, we go over The Conjuring Last Rites.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes.
Little taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is backcountry.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo be pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, she's such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Hello, and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I'm Bryce Hanson. How's my sound? I guess we didn't check levels.
You sound great. You sound
Okay.
beautiful, baby boy.
I'm Bryce Hanson, and with me is my young protege, Max. Will he continue on Horror Movie Talk without me when I retire?
When you're dead?
Yeah, we'll see.
No, I won't.
Every week we review.
Hold on, Bryce. If you were to quit or die, I mean, whichever comes first.
Right.
I'm done. The show's over.
No, Max, you wouldn't.
I love doing this, but hey, I would love to have my Saturdays back as well. Both are
Yeah,
good.
I mean, Max, you can't handle the mantle of Horror Movie Talk.
I can't.
I've
You
got
have
these
it?
broad shoulders.
I have
that
little
slink off the side of my body like a
sloped
ramp.
shoulders.
Yeah. They've been weighed down by the weight of running a semi-successful horror movie review podcast.
And you run it perfectly. I mean, you didn't pay our employees for what, 3 months?
You know, they're not employees.
They have an I-9.
This is just shut up. There's a lot of pressure that comes with running a show that reviews a single horror movie every week, where new theatrical releases get priority. And added to that, sometimes we review older horror movies. So,
Stuff.
lay off.
No, I that's why I'm saying I don't want to do it.
The only thing that keeps me going is when people rate, review, and subscribe on the various platforms, including iTunes and YouTube, So that's why I keep doing it, Max.
You can't rate shows on YouTube, but good try.
Well, you can leave comments. No, you give
can.
a thumbs up. What are you talking about?
Okay, if you consider that rating.
It is rating. Everything feeds my ego, Max. And I'm a hungry boy. Just look at me. You know how many calories ratings are? I have over 500 on iTunes. Just go straight to my waist. Also, another thing that I got to worry about, our Patreon, putting out vast amounts of extra content every
I still haven't posted the
month.
Afterpod. I did what you did. I forgot to post the Afterpod.
No. Max.
2 weeks in a row we've done that.
All right. Well, anyways, the people there love us and they'll appreciate it.
They'll forgive us.
I mean, they're the ones. They're the real heroes, the patrons. So get that Afterpod up. Hey, you there. You should leave us a voicemail someday. Call 682-253-4468 and we may review your voicemail on a later episode. Not now. We have 0 voicemails. I was trying to phone it in, but we ran out of
We played our voicemails last week. We can't do it every week.
All right, so let's get into it. Enough with this silliness. We'll be reviewing today The Conjuring Last Rites. Will it be the last one? No.
Probably not.
Not by a long shot. So we're going to start out by giving a brief review and our score for the film. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. And that's it. I don't have any extra bits today because I'm lazy. And we got to record another episode anyway. So as you know, The Conjuring Last Rites can be found in theaters now. The latest installment of the Conjuring universe. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Is that right? Patrick Wilson?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did that from memory, and I just want to make sure.
I'm pretty sure his name is Patrick Wilson.
I'm so paranoid about like the sticklers in the comments. They're like, actually, this film series is nine films long because you didn't. Yeah. Anyways, so the Warrens think they're retired from ghost busting, but just when you think you're out, the demons pull you back in. The Smurl family in Pennsylvania starts experiencing malevolent supernatural happenings after the grandfather gives a terrible birthday gift to the second oldest daughter, a broken mirror. Gee, thanks, Grandpa. The hauntings ramp up, and soon it's apparent that a demon is infesting the house, or something. The Warrens reluctantly engage with the Smurls, and soon find out that the demon has actually lured them into a trap. Or something. Yeah, this is the 9th installment in the Conjuring universe film. 11th, if you include Wolves at the Door and Curse of La Llorona.
Wow. What's Wolves at the Door? What the fuck?
Who knows? it has like a cop from like one of the Annabelle movies.
Okay.
So, yeah, in my opinion, if you've seen one of these, you've seen them all. That's not to say that this movie is bad. This movie, along with all the other Conjuring movies, is competently made, maintains a consistent style, and has good acting. My criticism is that, like other films, this one prioritizes atmosphere and technique over substance. Beef I have with these movies is that they all suffer from what I call spooky house syndrome, where every house is dimly lit with 25-watt bulbs and is suffering from a concerning amount of mold damage and electrical problems. Are they trying to scare us with ghosts or the horrors of home ownership? Similarly, the script is competent, but surface level. I can't tell you anything about the personalities of any of the characters outside of tired tropes like the protective father and the brat sister. It just barely scratches the surface of like the internal world of any of these people. What the film does well is display some of the most professional turning around acting that I've ever seen. After 4 films as Lorraine Warren, Vera Farmiga has perfected the art of slowly turning her head for effect. It works so well as establishing the tension that they do it about 178 times in this film. The filmmakers know you're coming for tension and jump scares, so that's what they prioritize here. There's some really great scenes of creepy dolls, whispered voices, and foreboding darkness that are masterclasses in technique. However, they are all interchangeable and do little to move the story forward other than just increase the intensity. And that's, I mean, kind of the story for most of the Conjuring universe movies. It's very much style over substance. They don't do a ton of character development, and it's just a series of setups and deliveries of scares to varying levels of success. But I mean, if you want to look how to do that type of thing, like the Conjuring movies are really good examples of it. So I'm not a huge fan of the movie, but I appreciate the technical execution of it, and it does what it's trying to do well. But the kind of lack of depth took away a lot of points for me. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think that's incredibly generous. And I disagree pretty heavily, because this movie really, I mean, this is rock bottom for the Conjuring universe, in my opinion. Really? I think they had a premise. The devil made
me do it seem more forgettable than this one.
I'd rather watch The Devil Made Me Do It, and I did not like that movie. But it felt like they had a premise, and the premise was, what if we did the last Ed and Lorraine Warren case, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then they looked into it, and they're like, man, this case is really boring. Well, oh well. So they just went with it. But, okay, so my problems with this movie are... number one, just from a practical level, I think the scares are weak and the visuals are not well put together. There are multiple points where you're supposed to be scared by something jumping at you onto the screen. And I'm just sitting there going, what am I looking at? Number one. And number two, I don't even think this looks like anything. So, I mean, not to give spoilers, but there are Annabelle related scenes, of course, because no one is sick of Annabelle yet. And I was like, okay, big Annabelle, I guess we're going big Annabelle now. It's just not scary. I don't know.
I did laugh out loud at that part. That was comical.
I think the thing that the Conjuring series does well is that they provide like point by point structured horror movies for families and or kids. Like, if you are introducing your kids into horror movies, not like, you know, spooky adjacent movies, but like an actual horror movie, the Conjuring series is a good place to start because it is scary for kids for sure. It'll keep them up for a couple nights and then they'll move on with their lives. I
mean, they are rated R, but
that is
tame.
super surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no swearing, there's no nudity, there's no gore. There is just jump scares.
There's no real gore. Like there's blood.
The bloody parts were moving so fast I couldn't tell who or what was being injured.
Right. Yeah.
So I think Patrick Wilson and Verna Furna? I don't know what her name is.
Vera Farmiga.
Vera Farmiga.
Farmiga.
They're incredible. They're really good actors. They know what they're doing. They're enjoyable to watch. I like them. So that's another plus for the Conjuring series and for the Conjuring Last Rites. But this movie really loses points for me in the sense that it's super convoluted. Like other Conjuring movies, I'll give the credit where credit is due. They give enough backstory to the ghost to where you're like, okay, I can see kind of what's happening here.
Yeah.
This one is surprising in the sense that it's like, there's ghosts. Well, why is there ghosts? Because there was a murder. Oh, okay. So we're dealing with murderous ghosts. No.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what's going on? Well, there's a demon. Why is there a demon? They really like our baby. Like there's no backstory to what. Yeah, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but there's just not enough given to the audience to be like, oh, I know what's going on. There's just enough given to the audience to be like, there's a haunting, and that's really boring to me. I was really bored through this movie. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes, and
it's the longest Conjuring movie in the
almost nothing happens. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. I couldn't get into this movie. I think it's the worst one they've put out, or the worst one I've seen. I mean, I've seen all the Conjuring movies, but I haven't seen the whole universe. So, I didn't enjoy it at all. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Well, that's fair. I think maybe part of the reason why I'm giving it, I don't think I'm being super generous, but I had the ideal theater going experience while I was there. I was awake, which is rare.
Nice
for me. I went to the IMAX showing since I was on that side of town with where the IMAX theater was. And I got a icy, and at this location they had butterbeer icy, which is amazing.
It's incredible.
So I was a happy boy. I was a happy boy sucking down my sweet treats, watching it on a giant screen with excellent sound, excellent lighting. And I was like, it was enjoyable. A lot of the times I'm seeing it at my home theater, which is such a crapshoot of whether a speaker is blown or whether there's a flickering light bulb on the ceiling and whether you can see anything on screen because it's underlit. So I will say I had the best possible environment for this screening. And so I think that probably did a lot for me. But yeah, it's not without its flaws. The Conjuring movies are essentially the equivalent of the Marvel universe for horror. None of the movies are bad. You can't say this is a terrible movie. They're all mid, There's no standouts of that's fantastic. I don't know. Maybe there are. I think I've seen all of them. I think. But I can't tell you anything about any of them. I can't. I can barely remember The Devil Made Me Do It, and that was just a couple of years ago. So, anyways,
I had the exact opposite theater experience, and in fact, let me simulate this for you. This is going to be a POV. So, okay, so you see the theater behind me.
Yeah.
Here, let me pin myself so I can really know what I'm doing here. Okay, so I walk in. Perfect timing. I know exactly how long the commercials go for. So I walked in literally as the movie is starting. I sit down, and then a minute and a half later, a couple walks in late, and they do this. They walk up to the seats next to me, which are all full. The entire theater's full, which is crazy. Wow. Yeah. And this guy walks up and goes like this. What seat are you in? Oh, 14? I'm 15. Yeah, no, there's people in 15. Hey, are you 15? No, that's crazy because they gave me 15. So wait. Oh no, that's not your seat. You just sat there. Okay. Okay, so are you guys gonna move or do you want me to go find another place? And I'm literally, the movie's going. I don't know what happened for the first 5 minutes of this movie.
Okay. Yeah, I would go insane. Yeah, that sucks. Man, both you and Sydney. Is there just one theater next to you? I don't understand how these theaters are getting packed.
No, I never have a packed theater. Usually it's me and 2 other single guys, just sporadically in the movie theater. And The Conjuring just pulls in the crowd. I don't know.
What was the date and time?
I saw it last night at 7:40. So it started around 8 o'clock. So it was pretty prime time.
Prime time. Okay. Yeah, I saw it at 4 on Thursday. So, but I mean, there was 10 other people in the theater, I think. But yeah, Sydney always has these stories of packed theaters. I'm just I haven't had to choose a different time for the last decade. There's never been a sold out theater when I go to the movies. Anyways, talking about selling out, we're sellouts because we're going to play commercials like this one. Are you mad yet? Well, too bad. We need that sweet, sweet money. You just made us a fraction of a cent by listening to that commercial. Here, I'm going to suck another fraction of a cent off of you with this commercial. Is that annoying? Well, you can always go to our Patreon and join up and get early access to episodes without commercials. It's a pretty good deal. So check it out. You can also support us by going to our shop at horrormovietalk.com/shop and buying merch. Speaking of merch, listen to an advertisement from this retailer. Bet you didn't understand it because it was in Spanish. But, you know what everyone understands? Gambling. Here's a gambling ad. I haven't actually checked what kind of ads play on our thing, but it always seems like it's gambling or just randomly Spanish. Please, last thing to plug before we move on to spoilers, please check out Dustin Goebel, our resident artist. He's on Instagram for himself at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram. And he also has a pretty awesome project going on called Forain. You can find him on Instagram at FORRAEIN. And he has a Patreon where you can sign up and actually get the graphic novel that he's writing. It's a character-driven medieval sci-fi with a dash of existential philosophy from the author. The full story is slated to just be 80 pages, and he just came out with chapter 1, which I got advanced access to. Did you read it, Max?
I haven't read it yet, but he also sent it to me, so
it is great. I highly recommend you go to his Patreon, patreon.com/FORRAEIN, and support Dustin because he lacks support from us because I forgot to send him
his payment since May.
Yeah. Listen, Dustin is a generous guy, and he's given us essentially free artwork for years and years and years. And we forced money onto him because we appreciate him. And sometimes I forget to send that money that I promised to send to him. So we love him and we want you to support him. So please check out his project. Also check out this ad. And then, if you want to leave us a voicemail, call 682-253-4468. Thanks again for listening. Let's get into spoilers. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. So, the movie starts out with a prologue, and it sets up this evil demonic mirror, and it has Ed and Lorraine when they're young kids. I can't remember if it said it was like their first.
I think it was their first case.
And they go to some antique shop with a haunted mirror, I guess. They kind of played fast and loose on this prologue. I'm actually trying to remember how it sets it up.
Well,
Max, help me out.
No, I can't help you out. This is when the guy was standing directly in front of me with his flashlight in my face.
So yeah, there's this. Oh, that's right. There's this antique shop, and doesn't the father like commit suicide?
I couldn't tell you.
The daughter inherits the shop, and then she starts going crazy. And it's tracked back to this haunted mirror with these 3 cherubs on the top. Beautiful mirror, by the way. I'd buy it.
I mean, in this day and age, when you get a piece of furniture that is made out of strong, thick wood, you got to snatch it up. That's just, that's a beauty.
It's crazy. I've got a bed, like the bed that we have is made out of oak.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it since I was, I think, a freshman in high school, if not before then.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I think my bookshelves are also from my room, which were also made of oak. We got like an oak set. And it's crazy. You just don't. Do people buy like real wood furniture anymore? Like everything's IKEA.
No.
Everything's particle board.
Everything in my house was particle board until my grandma died, and my parents just gave me a bunch of her furniture, and now I have some actual nice like wooden furniture.
Yeah,
for the first time in my life.
It's crazy. Like, if you want to know what adulthood feels like, it's the first time you move your furniture and it doesn't completely break for the rest of the life of the piece of furniture. Like, IKEA furniture is not made to be moved anywhere. It's like you make it in the spot that you're going to put it, and it's going to be there until it breaks in half. Anyway, so it's this mirror, and Vera Farmiga looks into it, and she gets the spooky ukes, and she is pregnant, and the demon attacks her and the baby, I guess. And then they almost lose baby Judy. Is it Judy?
Mm-hmm. This is the part I was texting you guys about, where I was just like weeping in the theater for this stupid movie. It was like, I mean, I'll get a little bit vulnerable here, but like, it's silly because I'm watching a Conjuring movie, but like when she's holding her stillborn baby and just like praying, like, please bring her back, like, I just broke down. Because I've, said those same prayers. I've never had an experience like this. Like, this would be freaking traumatic. But, we had a pregnancy that we thought was going to be viable and then was not. And, I had very similar feelings. And so, I mean, I'm packed into this theater like a sardine in a can. And I'm just like, the tears are flowing. I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering what the scene was. Because I knew it had to be something to do with the kids. Because once you become a father, horror movies hit different. But yeah, so they have this scare, and she sees the demon crawling on the ceiling during the birth, and so it's kind of confusing and they play real fast and loose with what's going on throughout the entire movie. Because is it the haunted mirror, or is it a demon in the mirror, or is it just a demon? And then is the demon attached to Judy?
This is what I'm saying. This movie doesn't do a good enough job of setting up what's actually happening. I mean,
right?
Sure.
I think
if you're not an idiot, you can see like, okay, the mirror is haunted in some way. There's a demon attached to it, and it likes their baby. Like, if that's the plot they wanted to get across, sure. But it never says why or, what the purpose of all this is. You never get that layer deep.
Yeah, I mean, it just uses it for tension throughout the whole movie. It's like, oh, something's wrong with Judy, and it's related to this demon, and this demon has some kind of agenda that involves the Warrens and Judy and this mirror. And so when the mirror goes to another family, that's like the tension through the whole thing is like, oh,
And it's like 20 years later.
Yeah. So it's, but yeah, I mean, the amount that they play fast and loose with the plot and the explanation for what's going on is impressive, even for a horror movie. Because at one point, which is kind of great, the Smurl daughters, after the one was gifted the mirror, and they've been haunted and affected by this scary mirror. They're like, hey, why don't we just throw out this mirror in the trash? Because A, it's fucking broken, and B, we seem to be haunted by this mirror. And so they put it out on the curb, on the trash, and we see it crushed by the trash truck. That's the end of the mirror, right? No. Fuck you. it's in the attic. The balls to be like, you know what? No, we're going to retcon the thing that we made happen 30 minutes ago because we kind of like the idea of haunted objects. I wonder how attached they are to. I mean, that's the answer, right? They can't have an Ed and Lorraine story where they don't bring back an object and put it in that fucking room.
Yeah.
Like they did the obvious thing, which is destroy the mirror. And they're like, but what are they going to bring back now?
I wonder.
Guess we got to bring back the mirror.
Oh, okay. I guess there's a ghost in my room because my light just fell over. I'll progress in the dark for now. I wonder, it's a shame that Ed and Lorraine Warren are dead, because if we could have had them on our podcast to talk about some of these objects, would have been a gold mine. But could you imagine, like, what if they're like, yeah, I mean, the Annabelle doll's creepy and all, but like, we don't know why people are so obsessed with it. Our favorite object is this letter opener. This letter opener has killed 85 people. Like,
well, I mean, number one, like Ed and Lorraine Warren in real life are just frauds, preying on people.
I mean, probably. You don't know them, though.
What you can say about Ed and Lorraine Warren, like what I will give to them is they are probably the world's best promoters of whatever hauntings they're involved with. Like every time that they're involved in a haunting, like it's going to be publicized for time immemorial. Like
you think they had
every single one of their cases has had like movies made about it, has been like on a paranormal series like billions of times. Like every one of them is like famous because Ed and Lorraine Warren probably talked about them in speaking tours and to like news stations and paranormal investigative series for decades.
So do you think they're frauds, or do you think they genuinely believe that they are like exorcising demons? Because I think there's a little bit of a difference, whether you believe in demons or not.
I mean, the problem is, I don't know. There's one where it's just like, just look on the surface. Like, would you trust these people?
Well, the fact that they're not as attractive as Patrick and Vera, or Vera. Vera.
Vera.
Okay. Sorry, I keep forgetting her name. She's great. The fact that they're not as attractive as those actors definitely makes me more wary of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's that. And then there's, I mean, it's the age-old question of stupid or liar. Like, are they stupid? Oh shit. Are they stupid and they just believe the thing that doesn't exist? Or are they lying to take advantage of people that are stupid? Like, I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, but I don't think it's super controversial to say Ed and Lorraine Warren are probably hucksters,
I feel like they probably believed, at least to a certain extent. I mean, there's if you did a poll, and I'm sure this poll has been done all the time, but like if you did a poll across America and just asked people if they believe in like God, angels, demons, the lowest on the list would probably be the people who believe in demons, but that's still millions of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No, I don't think I agree with that. I think there's probably more people that believe in demons or evil spirits than even believe in God.
I don't know about that, but I mean, if that's true, that would be crazy, but
because like, I don't know, like kind of Eastern religion and stuff, they don't really have like a, with like Buddhism and stuff, they don't necessarily have a God. It's just like,
well, but I was talking about,
but they do believe in like evil spirits and, and stuff that can affect you.
But in America, I mean, we have Buddhists, but not nearly at the level that we have Christians.
Oh, we're talking about
Christian
America?
adjacent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably a little more. The demon stuff is like, I forget how mainstream it actually is. Like, there's people that really believe that, Satan is actively influencing and demons are actively like in the world right now. So I don't know.
I believed in demons for a good bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, this just sounds like an asshole skeptic, but like, sure. I'm sure that they believed it. But the fact that they had zero like actual evidence,
Well, didn't you see the slideshow? Is that not good enough for you, Bryce?
And they were able to like make a career and profit off of, these stories, which may or may not just be the psychosis of the families that they're involved with, is questionable at best.
Hey, I've said this before, but I think if you believe your house is haunted or there's a possession going on, if you want to contact a priest or someone to help you with that, fine. But what you should do first, before you do that, is open the windows and let sunshine in and clean the house and see if you just feel better,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't stop the haunting, then you sure call somebody, but make sure that you're at least taking care of yourself first and see if that just solves the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want to believe in all this stuff, and like it has a near and dear part of my heart. But getting older and just seeing the types of people that are telling these stories, and the fact that we live in an age where if any given thing happens in the world that's notable, there's like 3 angles from different iPhones recording it at any given time. And we haven't increased in any form like proof of the paranormal and hauntings. Well, past Zach Baggins, it's like it's not compelling to me anymore,
Well, I mostly agree with you. And I was a little annoyed by this movie's portrayal of the actual investigations of Ed and Lorraine Warren, because at the end it does, the little slideshow of like, this is what they were really like in real life, and Ed really did have that heart problem. And then the last one was like, whether you believe or not, they furthered the field of paranormal investigation. And I was just thinking, like, what field? Like, in what way do we have a field? I'm perfectly fine with saying that one day, maybe, like, if there is a spiritual realm, we will have more information on it and more ways to identify certain things. That is 100% possible, I think. But to say that they furthered the field, I don't think there is a field of paranormal investigation.
I mean, is there? Yeah. I mean, in terms of professional paranormal investigators, is there anyone outside of Ed and Lorraine Warren and people that have a TV show?
No,
I think there are paranormal investigators. There's lots of paranormal investigators. They're all amateurs. They're all like a friend group that's like, hey, let's go ghost hunting and like buy these things that are supposedly going to help us hunt ghosts. And maybe they'll do that. But if you're like, there's no literal Ghostbusters. There's not like someone touring America and is like, hey, I'm the foremost expert on demonology. And if you have a haunting, you can call me and I will come to your house as a professional. Like, does that exist? Leave a comment below and let us know.
Yeah.
If you know of a professional paranormal investigator.
Listen, I'm not as big of a hater as Bryce. I would like to think that, I mean, millions, maybe billions of people have experienced some sort of spiritual phenomenon, not necessarily like a ghost, but like, you know, access to a realm beyond what we can see. And I think that is valid. And I think if that many people are having experiences like that, then it's possible that there is something more than what we can see. So if that's the case, I think that, sure, let's look into the science of it. And if one day we happen to find something that is actually testable, that would be great. That would be awesome. Until then, maybe let's not call it a scientific field.
Yeah. Red Letter Media did a great video on them, like going into one of the most haunted houses in the world, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
And they got all the different kinds of like paranormal investigator tools.
Mm-hmm.
And they found nothing. It was great.
I saw a YouTube video with like Meat Canyon and Moist Critical and like a bunch of other like famous YouTubers went to like supposedly the most haunted school in America. Mm-hmm. And they just literally goofed off and shot like funny videos in this school the entire time. And at the end, they're like, yeah, we didn't see
so,
anything.
I mean, I've personally heard like some really cool stories and really compelling stories from people that like, to me seemed reputable. Like they're not stupid. They're not, these dumb people that I'm accusing those people of being. Like, and I genuinely believe that they believe in that experience and it's unexplainable. The thing is, like, as time has gone on, I've been able to categorize those into two categories. Number one, the person telling it is kind of an attention seeker and is kind of like uses stories as capital, like personal capital. And two, I can explain it as like memory is very unreliable. Like,
yeah,
if you're talking about a story when you were younger, like honestly, that's there's like a 90% chance that you're not remembering it correctly. And
I told a story to my parents that I am so sure actually happened when I was a small child. And they just berated me being like, you're making this up. Stop making things up. What did your therapist give you alternate memories? And I'm like, no, this happened. And to me, it did. But did it actually happen? I have no idea. I was 3 years old. So
yeah, it's impossible. Like I just watched this documentary on HBO, The Yogurt Shop Murders.
Mm.
And it's a pretty depressing documentary because, spoilers, it's never really solved. But a major part of it is confessions from the people that supposedly did it. And it's like pretty apparent that it's false confessions. They're just like, they were made to believe that they did it, even though they didn't. It's like, you can, like, there's rules for interrogation and stuff to like not, conjure up false memories. And I don't think people appreciate how easy it is to input a false memory into someone's head.
It's so easy that
easy.
You could do it literally right now. Like if you picture yourself driving in a car and going to a certain place and spending a certain amount of time there, and in a week, you can look back on that and be like, did that happen? I don't actually, maybe that happened. Like it's so easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's psychology textbooks that basically say like, you can create like a doctored image. This is why like AI and deep fakes are terrifying to me, is that Photoshop and stuff, like psychologists would create a fake picture of like, they'd put someone's childhood photo and like superimpose them into Disneyland and just basically input a false memory that they've visited Disneyland and that they remember it and they've never gone, Yeah. It's so easy. So anyways, that's when it comes to paranormal stuff, like I'm very skeptical because I kind of know how the human mind works and how it's pretty unreliable when it comes to memories and this kind of stuff.
Well, listen, like it's less fun to be skeptical, but if you are to ever come into something that actually might be real, you have to be skeptical. Like it's the only way you'll recognize it for what it is. Right. So if we want to find proof of like another realm or paranormal whatever, you can't start by just accepting everything that you see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this is the way to be. Don't be like me. This is miserable. It's like, it's not fun not to have illusions, It's not fun to not accept the stories that are told to you and the, fake narratives that people live their life by. Like, the alternative is, nihilism. Just realizing nothing actually matters.
Is nihilism.
We're all, meat sacks floating in the universe and nothing has meaning. And, you just live and then you die.
I think that's completely wrong. I think the alternative is that we have a universe that is already incredibly interesting and could possibly one day show that it's even more interesting than we believe it to be now. But for now, there's a million different ways you can think that you saw a ghost.
Right. So anyways, there in this prologue, there is a great moment where the person. Oh yeah, so the person being haunted is being interviewed by Ed and Lorraine Warren, or young Ed and Lorraine Warren, and she looks directly into the camera while they're speaking to her, and it is a truly spooky moment. It's weird when you see someone looking directly into the camera, and it was highly effective. And then I think she's looking in the mirror or something, and it was spooky. So anyways, that's the prologue. Spooky mirror demon attacks Lorraine Warren's baby, and then we skip forward to a unrelated family, the Smurls. Not to be confused with the Smurfs. Smurfs are blue.
Also not to be confused with Minecraft in real life, or aka Merle, which is a video series that I produced when I was a teenager.
Okay, sounds good.
Which is on the internet and you'll never find it.
So yeah, and then like we've already said, like this mirror, the same mirror that has a crack in it from when Lorraine Warren was peering into it, is gifted to the second eldest Smurl daughter. And what the fuck, Grandpa? Like, don't gift it until you replace the mirror, asshole. Like, it's not like a chip. It's an actual crack in the mirror. How ghetto is that?
It's a bad gift, that's for sure. But
and then they go and explain like, oh yeah, like the dealer was just begging to get rid of it. So like, kind of the subtext is Grandpa probably got this mirror for free.
Yeah.
So
how come the mirror can be given away sometimes, but other times when you crush it in a trash compactor, it just shows up in your attic again?
Yeah. Shut up, Max. Stop thinking.
Okay.
It's just, I love the explanation for that, because the mirror reappears in the attic and the waving away, the hand wavy, explanation in the script is Patrick Wilson says, with these things, it's never that simple. You can't just throw away and crush a mirror and have it just leave. Like, okay, but you can. Like, no, in this movie, they just come back and it's not damaged at all. So, fuck you.
Yeah. So
but if you step back, if you're not like engaged in the movie, it's in an insanely ballsy way. Just be like, fuck continuity. We need this mirror back because it's kind of interesting and I like it.
Yeah. So let me lay out a little bit of what's actually happening to this family, because this is where I think the movie just lost drastic points for me. Is the daughter, she got the mirror for her confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
And later she's watching the video of her blowing out her birthday candle, and there is like a face that appears and blows it out before she can.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she sees that, there is a man wielding an axe just trotting around the house trying to kill her. Her dad is floating in his bed. Supernatural stuff is happening. So the Warrens come. I mean, it's a little more complicated to why they come, but they're there. And after investigating for who knows how long, Lorraine is like, yeah, these ghosts they're seeing, there was a murder here. But that is completely unrelated to everything that's going to be moving forward from now on. It's just like, you didn't have to do, I mean, maybe that's really like how it quote unquote happened, but for a movie, you don't have to add that. Like, just say the mirror's possessed, there's a demon, and give us the backstory as to why and how that's even possible. Because this family that got murdered has nothing to do with the plot line. It's just there for spooky jump scares and what have you.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about like the based on a true story, there is the Smurl haunting, like this was a case, but the parts that were made up for the movie were the mirror, and the demon kind. I don't know. Like I think in the real life case, like the three ghosts and the demons were part of this haunting, or the narrative of this haunting that happened in real life. But like, yeah, the fake part was the mirror, the connection with the Warrens and Judy and all that.
So the important stuff is the stuff they made up?
Right. Yeah. Like all the Hollywood stuff is made up. So yeah, I mean, it is very convoluted because, and the rules for demons seems very loose because this demon that's haunting the Smurls is using the ghosts of these three people that were, murder, suicide, or whatever in this particular house. And the demon is attached to the mirror, maybe, but also the house or the Smurls, but also it's attached to Judy and Lorraine. Like Lorraine Warren and Judy both like experience some kind of like manifestations of a demon coming after them or coming after Judy, and it's alluded to be the same demon from the mirror. And it's like, that's pretty fast and loose because they're across the country.
Yeah.
It's like, who's the demon haunting? Like, this all-powerful demon is also omnipresent? Like, yeah.
I don't know. The stuff with Judy kind of pisses me off to another level where I'm almost positive that the only reason this movie was made is because they knew the Ed and Lorraine story was winding down, but they needed a way to keep making movies.
Yeah.
And so they introduced Judy, who, surprise, surprise, has the same psychic powers as her mom.
Mhm.
and then introduces her fiance, who, surprise, surprise, is just a handsome, strong, God-fearing man, just like Ed is, you know? So it's like they're literally setting it up to be like, well, we know we're gonna do more movies, and here's the new cast, and they
Mhm.
have the exact same attributes as the old cast. Get fucked, you know? Like we're gonna be collecting your money for decades to come.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to do the same thing with the X-Files, trying to like continue the series with a new main cast that basically mirrored the two main characters.
They tried to do the same thing with Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. Just didn't. It's not going to work. No one's
It
going to
just
be
didn't
like,
land.
oh, yes, great. Judy Warren. And, well, not Judy Warren. It'd be Judy. What would her new name be?
I don't know, but I think it might work.
Judy Spera.
I think that's the problem, is it might work because the amount of people that were in the theater to see The Conjuring Last Rites tells me that they're going to see the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something undeniable about Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, like
Sure.
in these movies. Like, they are the most impressive parts about the movies, and it's hard to even say why. Like, it's just they have the gravitas,
They're just
and
likable.
they have like the professionalism
Yeah.
that you're on board. I can't tell you a single thing about these characters though. Like like what is it, like an interesting characterization of Lorraine or Ed Warren in these movies?
I think that they are, the interesting part about these characters is that they make them seem very normal and like good people. Like in the last one, or maybe it wasn't the last one, it might have been the second one. Oh my gosh, how many Conjuring movies have there been? What's the one where Ed and Lorraine kind of
This
getting
is
a
the
little
fourth like Conjuring titled
Okay.
movie, and then there's like 5 Annabelle movies or something like
Okay,
that.
I think in the second Conjuring movie, Ed and Lorraine get into like a little tiff, like a very average common marriage argument.
Uh-huh.
And then in like the next scene, Ed is like playing. What is he playing? He's playing. He's playing the guitar, but what's that song he's playing by Elvis? He's playing like an
Blue
Elvis
Suede
song
Shoes.
for Lorraine, and it's like this sweet moment where you realize, like, yeah, beyond the spooks, they're a really wholesome couple, and I think that's really the charm.
Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah. That's kind of what I come away with too, which is kind of, it works. Like, yes, that is a characterization, but that's kind of wild to be like, what is the defining characteristic of Ed and Lorraine Warren in these movies? They're normal.
Yeah.
That's, it's like, I love the Red Letter Media, videos on the prequels where it like is like, okay, describe this character without using their occupation or like what they do, and it's so easy on the original trilogy. It's like Han Solo, he's a rogue, he's he's kind of conniving but charming, Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's an old wise, religious guy. And you go, okay, describe Qui-Gon Jinn. And you're like, stern? Like, you got nothing, it's like, okay. And that's kind of like how I weigh a lot of these movies, is like, okay, what can you say about these characters? And for the majority of the characters, you're just like, I don't know, he's the dad, I guess. Like, and that one's the mom. And there's just not anything there. So like especially with trying to set up the next generation, like Judy and Tony, her fiance, like what's their character? You know, it's just like they're just, you know, Tony's a guy, you know, like, is he skeptic? I don't know.
No,
Is he
not
on
really.
board? Is he interested? I don't know. He's just he's a normal guy. He's a nice guy. I guess that's it. So,
I think they try to bring in the charm in this movie with especially Ed, where his daughter is introducing her boyfriend who becomes her fiance.
mhm.
And we see the progression of where he's like, I don't know if I want you like dating this guy, to like, okay, you can date him, but let's pump the brakes a little bit, to eventually being like, you know what? I'll drop my pride. He is a good guy and I'm happy for you. And like, that's again, like the answer is that they're showing that he's normal, right? That this is like what every father has to go through eventually.
Right.
But
Well, there's another way of saying that. It's cliche. It's
cliche.
like one of the most cliche tropes of just like, oh, the father not approving of the guy dating his daughter. It's like, but it doesn't go any further, and it doesn't give a reason why.
well, I think the cliche would have been like if he was like, okay, so there's a part where Tony asks for Ed and Lorraine's blessing to marry Judy.
Yeah.
And Ed is like, Lorraine is like, yes, of course, you have our blessing. And Ed's like, well, I mean, you've only known each other for 6 months, so why don't you come back later and try again? That's tropey, right?
Mm-hmm.
The not so tropey part is that Judy walks in and sees the ring, and she's like, oh my gosh, are you proposing to me? And Ed immediately drops his pride and is like, you know what? Obviously, this is something that makes my daughter very happy, and goes along with it despite like having reservations. I think that kind of breaks the trope a little bit and turns him into more of a, it doesn't turn him into an interesting guy, but it turns him into a relatable guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, like, it's just so easy. Like, just go a little further. It would be so easy to set up drama and tension in that situation. It's like, okay, make Tony a skeptic. It's easy. Just be like, have him not believe. Or, you know, have him be, I don't know, like, have him be something that goes against the philosophy of the family, you know?
Sure.
And just that built in will be like, okay, now we have something to work with, you know? Or have the daughter, you know, want to go into, I mean, they kind of do this half-assed thing where the daughter is like, I'm going to be a paranormal investigator now. And the parents are like, no, please don't. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess so. Like, it's kind of weird because like Lorraine is telling Judy to just like ignore her senses around the paranormal because question mark. It seems like a pretty lame way of like, you're the foremost expert on paranormal and like the sixth sense and using it to help people, and your daughter has your same gifts, and you're like, turn it off like a light switch, just goes click, you know, just like, just ignore that, honey, that will be of no use to you.
It's a
so
cheap,
I don't know, it's a lot of mixed messages and a lot of like
movie.
surface level stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cheap message for the movie because every Conjuring movie has to have some sort of moral attached to it. And this moral is like so vague. It's like either be free or like,
I guess the vague moral in this one is don't run away.
Yeah, okay, don't run away is a good way to put it, because they do say that. So, but like, it just feels very unearned, because it's like the entire movie, they're like, no, close your eyes and sing that little song we taught you and spin around 3 times and then you won't see the ghosts.
Right.
And then at the very end, when like her fiance is being crushed to death by this fully wooden mirror, they decide to be like, no, you need to face your fear head on. And it's just like, there was no building to that. There's no like confrontation where it's like,
or explanation for why that's the answer, you know?
Yeah. Like it would have been
better. And also
Judy
is like at different times, like sick and almost dying because of the ghost. But then at the end, she's like, oh, now I'm strong and I can confront the ghost.
They never really explain why she goes from being deathly ill to possessed to fine in a matter of like an hour.
Uh-huh.
But I think this message would have worked a little bit better if they had like tried harder to make it the theme.
Mm-hmm.
If they were more like, well, she's pushing out these demonic forces because she doesn't want to see it, and that's causing problems. And here are the problems that it's causing by her not facing it. And in the end, she resolves those problems by facing it. But really, it's kind of just like, I don't know, you're kind of fine sometimes when you don't look at the ghosts, and then sometimes you have to look at the ghosts. And
yeah, I mean, even like saying like, don't turn away, like face your fears, or that is super cliche. Like that's a super cliche idea to use in a movie for this stuff. But like, give me something, you know, for how long this movie is, like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like, they just don't establish much. Like, they just take their sweet time with everything. Yeah. Like, it was like after the halfway point, before anything really happens, you know, it spends like a lot of time with the Warrens and the fiance and the Smurl family just kind of starting to have stuff happen. And then like at the halfway point, it has the priest attacked and committing suicide. Which is also kind of, I love that the priest is forced by the demon to, this is the other thing where like the demon rules are very fast and loose. Because does confronting the demon with prayer and the Bible work or not? Like,
probably not, but they keep doing it anyways.
But when Ed and Lorraine do it, it works, you know? But if anyone else does it, like if it's a priest with a cross, it's like the demon can go, no, fuck you. I'm going to burn your cross and burn your hand and make you commit suicide. As a priest in a archdiocese, you know, next to a bunch of other it's like, okay, so now you've established the demon is unbeatable, and then you take it to the end of the movie with Ed and Lorraine, and like, oh wow, what are they going to do? Like, how are they going to beat it? If the entire Catholic Church and this priest and their crucifixes and their Bible and stuff, like, what are they going to do? Like, they'll use the power of friendship.
No, it's because God wants a home-centered, church-supported approach. Where Ed and Lorraine are a cute little family, and so they have power. But the church is just there to give them moral support. Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're very fast and loose. And then I love, like, after the priest dies, his death is just a mystery. Like, no one even knows why he was there. It's like, well, what happened to the receptionist? Like, what happened to the bishop that he was going to see and was like phoned in? Did these people just literally disappear? Did the demon kill them too?
Or maybe they just didn't care. They're like, who is that guy who was supposed to see me? Oh, some priest. Whatever.
Yeah.
I got lots of kids to see today.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's very fast and loose with this stuff. So don't go around thinking. And then for the length of this movie, it's surprised they give Patrick Wilson almost nothing to work with. Like, if you think about, like, what does Ed do in this movie? It's almost nothing. Like, he's got nothing going on other than just being there. Like, it's all Lorraine Warren turning around slowly towards the camera.
Yeah, there's two main franchises of the 2010s and now into the 2020s that have really stuck around and made an impact on the horror scene. And it is The Conjuring and Insidious.
Uh-huh.
And Patrick Wilson is the star of both of them.
Right.
And I just gotta say, I'm much more interested in the Insidious franchise, even though the last couple that they've put out have been dog shit. It just has my heart. I don't know.
I think they need to make one last Conjuring movie and just have it be a musical with Patrick Wilson.
Oh, that would be sick. Well, no, they're going to do another Conjuring movie, and I will put money down that it will be either named Conjuring Generations, The Conjuring Legacy, or The Conjuring Bloodlines. And if it's any of those three, I know it will be one of those three. I just don't know which one.
Right. Yeah. Studios are nothing but creative, you know, when it comes to titling stuff. Yeah, I think wasn't there a movie that came out last year called The Last Rites?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe even this year. The Last Rites. Or maybe it's just Last Rites?
I don't know. I think Last Rites is actually a good name. It's a good title. But if it's truly not going to be the last movie, then it's a cheap way to use a title like that, I think.
No one believes it's the last anything anymore. It's just a marketing thing. That's it. It's just used to be like, this is why you should see this one. You know?
Is James Wan the guy who makes the Conjuring movies, or is that the guy who makes Insidious?
I think he's both.
Both.
Yeah, James Wan is involved in both.
Okay.
I don't think he had a whole lot to do with this one other than being a producer, probably. You just think that eventually you'd want to do something like new and creative. They came out with James
an Insidious
Wan
movie a year ago.
Does other stuff. I mean, James Wan is involved in, what did he do? He did Aquaman. He was in the Fast and Furious franchise. What did he do? Oh, he did Malignant.
Oh, he did do Malignant. You know what? Credit where credit's due. Malignant was unique.
Yeah. So, let's see. What did he actually direct? So, yeah, he directed Malignant. A bunch of the Fast and Furious things. He directed Doggy Heaven in 2008. Dead Silence, 2007. And Saw. So, yeah, I mean, he's like a important horror director. I mean, whether you like his movies or not, like he's a foundational 21st century horror director.
I think that people are going to look back on these movies in a couple decades the same way that we look back on movies from like the 70s and 80s, where like the first one is a classic. Everyone loves it. And then you have the franchise where like half of the horror fans have never seen them and the other half are like obsessed with them. You know, like I think that's exactly where this is heading, because this is like I said at the beginning, like this is the movie that kids and like teenagers are starting their horror movie experience with. Like they're going to watch The Conjuring and then they're going to get really obsessed with it and think it's the coolest thing ever and watch all of them. And then one day they're going to be 50 years old commenting on a horror podcast and being like, you haven't seen all the Conjuring movies?
Right. Yeah. you're a horror movie podcast and you haven't seen all 18 Friday the 13th movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Feel like maybe this Halloween, I'm just going to sit and watch every major franchise. I'm just going to sit all October and just be like, I'm going to watch every Friday the 13th, every Freddy movie, every Halloween, every Hellraiser movie, every Amityville movie. There's about 80 of them.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think that October is a great time to catch up on movies that you haven't seen yet. And last year I did a children's like Halloween movie type what are they called? I watched a bunch of them. Anyways, I did that last year, and I think I'm going to do that this year again because it was a lot of fun. My wife watched them with me, and there's still a lot to see. So, I watched like Frankenweenie, Hotel Transylvania, all the goodies, and there's a million more. So I'm gonna do that this Halloween as well.
Yeah, I did the 31 movies in October last year, and it was nice. Got to see a lot of movies that I've been wanting to watch. But yeah, it's kind of a burden because I was trying to like put out videos on it, and I don't think we got any true benefit from it. You know, it was a lot of time.
I think the benefit is for you. You are now more informed on certain movies. You have a bigger catalog to pull from, and that's nice. I like doing that. True. So I'm going to probably do that too. Last year, I tried to do the 31 Days of Horror, and I did maybe like 17. But it was fun anyways.
Yeah. Okay, this last thing related to this movie is the same story. The Smurl family was the basis of a 1991 made-for-TV movie that is possibly my favorite. I think I put it in my top 10 favorite horror movies.
Wow.
Of all time. It's called The Haunted. And it's a 1991 TV movie, and it's based on this same case. And you can find it on YouTube. And let's see if I'll play a little. I don't think we'll get copyright strict because this is already copyrighted.
The church has always helped us. That's what they're for.
Well, we'll have to get help somewhere else, that's all.
But where?
I don't know. Come on, let's get warm.
We wanted to leave, but Mary was in no condition to move again. We kept thinking there had to be someone who could help us. I must have called every expert on the history and geology of the region. I contacted every university in the country with a parapsychology department. Then Cora told me that the Warrens, the couple she'd seen on TV, were lecturing at the local college about their psychic research.
This last slide was taken at West Point.
General Andrew Bellingham asked us.
Anyway, so it's literally the same movie, and it's like it's 90s, it's made for TV movie. It's not going to be the same quality. But I'll tell you, in terms of storytelling and like the family experiencing something unexplained, like this is up there with Poltergeist for me.
Wow.
Is so it stuck with me so well that I was like, wow, this is like the perfect way to tell that type of story. And like, I'm not sure if I should, base my reputation on it or anything, but it is super compelling. And if you were to watch it, you'd probably say this is super cheesy, but it's a surprisingly like high quality movie for a TV movie. The special effects aren't great, but even like some of the special effects just stuck with me as super creepy because like I'm trying to scan and find a good spot, but they depict the ghost as like being this just amorphous black form at a couple times. And it's like, surprisingly effective. Let me see if I can find it.
And how has he reacted to this expression?
I'm really proud of that. I
Or this is probably right after.
Mom?
Yeah, this is probably right at. But it's like a really good story of like a. Oh, here it is. Hold on.
I like the distorted pig noise they have going on with it.
Yeah. No, it's great because like what other movie uses this particular sound? You remember that sound?
That sound is from Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, just a low rumbling, and then the pig demon noise is that's very reminiscent of Ghost, the evil ghost from Ghost. Anyways, I highly recommend this. This is on YouTube, The Haunting 1991 Remastered True HD by UXTTO IKVO. So you can watch that before it gets copyright flagged. I mean, it's a TV movie. It's not going to be available on streaming anywhere. But
yeah,
I'm telling you, like it's whenever I watch like a haunting movie, I think of this TV movie, and I'm like, it's not as good as that one, because one of the great parts of that movie is the demon is fucking with the family in impressive ways, like because the Smurl main family is in one side of a duplex and then the grandparents are on the other side of the duplex, and the demon makes them hear the other side like arguing or cursing out the others. You know, it's like, it's cool. I highly recommend it. I'd recommend it over The Conjuring Last Rites, to be honest.
All right.
And it's pretty cheap, but I'll leave it at that. Anything else to say about The Conjuring Last Rites?
I think we covered it. You know, another one for the books, another Conjuring movie.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Horror Movie Talk. Again, please support Dustin at patreon.com/Forrain, FORRAEIN, and follow him on Instagram at dgoebel00. That's DGOEBEL00. Thoughts and prayers to Sydney as he's recovering from a recent surgery, and he will be back. And we'll be back on another thrilling episode of Horror Movie Talk. Bye-bye!
Bye. Thanks for listening. Don't leave a mean comment.
Good day, sir. You lose. Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
I just took a stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face.
Horror!
Wow, that didn't sound good.
Looking into the signals, and here's the first pitch. Outside, ball one. Wait, touch crowds that
Please. Please get off me.